few years back, I was at this massive fundraiser I'd helped organize. The room was alive, music, laughter, energy everywhere. I was smiling too, but inside I felt like I was trapped behind glass, watching my own life from the outside. I was carrying this crushing weight, failure at work, crazy anxiety I couldn't shake, and I was 100% convinced that if I said one word about it, I'd be a burden, that people would see me as less of a man. That's the reality for so many men. It's a silent epidemic. This insane belief that we've got to hide our struggles is quietly wrecking lives. Look at this stat. In the US, men die by suicide almost four times more often than women. Four times. That's not just a number, it's a story of desperation repeated every single day. But here's the truth. This suffering is fueled by shame, and the way out is simpler and stronger than you've ever been told. So, where does all this silence come from? It starts when we're boys. We get handed this invisible rule book for being a man, what some call the act like a man box. The rules are brutal. Don't show feelings, don't cry, be strong, provide, never admit you're scared, never admit you're overwhelmed, and for the love of God, don't look weak. That's how we learn to confuse guilt and shame. And you got to know the difference. Guilt says, I did a bad thing. Shame whispers, I am a bad thing. See the difference? Guilt is about action. Shame attacks your identity. So when a man who's been told his whole life to be strong suddenly feels depression, anxiety, or fear, he doesn't just feel bad about it. He feels like he is bad for even having it. That's when the voice whispers, you failed at being a man. Shame isn't just a feeling, it's poison. It convinces you that your flaws are who you are, that if you admit you're struggling, you're admitting you're broken beyond repair. That fear of being seen as less of a man is what locks us in silence. It's an invisible cage. What's the cost of this silence? It's brutal. First, it isolates us. We build massive walls and hide behind masks of confidence, bravado, or even anger. But those masks keep real connection out. Loneliness isn't just sad, it's lethal. Studies show chronic loneliness has the same health impact as smoking every day. Second, it poisons relationships. A man who can't be vulnerable with himself can't truly connect with his wife, his kids, his friends. He hides behind, I'm fine, because he's terrified of judgment. Over time, that wall grows, and suddenly he feels misunderstood and completely alone, even in a house full of people. And third, all that bottled up pain doesn't just vanish, it festers. It turns into anger, addiction, numbing, or in worst cases, suicide. Silence doesn't just wound, it destroys. But wait, our culture worships the lone wolf, right? The strong, silent guy who never needs help, the hero who carries it all himself. Here's the truth, it's a scam. The lone wolf isn't strong. He's trapped in a prison of his own making. Strength is not how much pain you can take alone. That's not strength. That's just getting beat up. Real strength is about connection. It's not about carrying the whole load. It's about having the courage to let someone help you carry it. What if our entire idea of strength has been turned upside down this whole time? What if the real mark of manhood isn't hiding behind pain, but being bold enough to share it? The antidote to shame is brotherhood, real brotherhood, not just watching the game, but being safe enough to take off the mask. It starts with one simple act. Say your struggle out loud to one trusted person. That's it. Because shame only survives in the dark. Its entire power is in secrecy. The second you say it, and hear another man say, "Me too," shame cracks. Its grip breaks. That's the power of brotherhood. It creates a new model for manhood: honesty, shared strength, respect that doesn't demand perfection. You can be strong and ask for help. You can be respected and struggling. This doesn't have to look like a therapy session, though therapy is powerful too. Brotherhood can happen fixing a car, hiking, sitting on a porch. The key is this: one man you can call when things get dark, one guy who won't try to fix you, but will sit in the mess with you. To break this silence, we've got to redefine strength. Vulnerability is not weakness. Say it again. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the core of courage. It takes guts to admit you're not okay. Real strength isn't about having no fear or no pain. It's about walking through fear and pain with honesty. It's about choosing connection when everything in you wants to isolate. This also requires grace. The truth that your worth is not conditional. You're not only valuable when you're killing it at work or when you're stoic or when you've got it all together. You are valuable simply because you're human, because God gave you worth. Breaking the silence isn't about becoming less of a man. It's about becoming a whole one, a man who can carry power and pain, courage and compassion. This conversation can't end with this video. It has to start in our lives. This hits home. Here's your challenge: blow up the comments, share your story, your thought, or even just me too. That one comment could save someone's life. Check in on one man this week: a brother, a friend, a son. Ask not just how are you, but how are you really? And then listen. If you're struggling, reach out. Therapy, men's groups, a trusted friend. Reaching out isn't weakness, it's the ultimate power move. Men suffering in silence is one of the greatest unspoken tragedies of our time, but it doesn't have to stay that way. We break the cycle one honest conversation at a time, one act of courage, one brother willing to say, "Me too." The silence is the enemy, not your struggle. Let's start talking for ourselves and for every man who comes after us. And remember, you're not disqualified, you're just being redeployed.